The recent past has brought in massive change in regards to the official Star Wars canon. Specifically, what is now in continuity and what isn't. Over the years, the amount of extra material in relation to this universe has just exploded. So much so that it's virtually impossible to keep track of every character, event, alien race, dance number, weird holiday nightmare, all of it. So with Disney officially owning Star Wars and beginning to roll out new stories, I want to try and clear up what is official canon and what is not. So basically, Lucasfilm, as part of the Disney family, have decided to scrap the entire expanded universe, with a few exceptions which I will get to. So that means a couple of decades of material, for all intensive purposes, are wiped, similar to what DC did with the New 52. But changes have been made to the expanded universe before, as need be. Boba Fett was originally a man by the name of Jasper Muriel. This was retconned after he turned out to be just a boring little New Zealand boy in Attack of the Clones. But these changes go far beyond altering a few characters here and there. So essentially, a few select things remain canon. All 6 movies, the Clone Wars TV series, the Star Wars Rebels TV series, all the new comics that are now published under Marvel, plus any new and upcoming novels and movies. This was basically done in an effort to clean house and make it so that any cinematic additions don't have to adhere to everything that's already been written. You see, from a certain point of view, see what I did there? Bloody Star Wars reference in my Star Wars video. This is a real slap in the face to fans of the expanded universe, especially considering that a lot of the stories that have been told are clearly superior to the prequels. None of this, though, should really come as a surprise. George Lucas, the now former head of Lucasfilm, has been stating for years that he has no real interest in the expanded universe, claiming to never have read anything from that world and referring to it all as some kind of parallel universe. Of course, this has not always strictly been true. A number of narrative elements have made their way into his films. Coruscant first appeared in Heir to the Empire. Ayla Secura was originally intended to be an EU character. She's dead, who cares? And Prince Lizardface can apparently be spotted in that pod racing scene that I didn't bother to go back and check because, you know, look, I'll be honest, it's a tough watch. I'd expect this to continue with the new films and any other media with a number of elements bleeding over. I mean, already we've had a look at a lightsaber with a crossguard, something that has been seen before. And John Jack Miller, author of the new novel Star Wars A New Dawn, was quoted as saying, "The thing with legends is that part of them are true." Now this further informs a couple of things. Firstly, as Lucasfilm have stated, all existing EU products, including comics, books and video games, are now rebranded as legends, meaning they're now merely what-if scenarios. These what-if stories aren't uncommon in the Star Wars universe. Star Wars Infinities, published in the early 2000s, tells what-if stories of all 3 original films, such as what would happen if Luke didn't destroy the Death Star, and what if Darth Vader was white? Like, his armor, not his face. I mean, he is white. Look at this idiot! You look like a bloody egg, mate! His comment also indicates, to me at least, that some of these stories will still be partly true. So that it doesn't necessarily mean that all this stuff didn't happen. Or at least elements of them. So maybe we will see Boba Fett jetpack his way out of the Sarlacc. Or Durga the Hutt build his own Death Star-esque super weapon. Or maybe we'll get to see Chewbacca smashed to death by that moon. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, Chewbacca dies in the books. But not really though, because you know, he's alive again. In your face, expanded universe! The most important thing to remember from all of this though, is that all these stories and characters, they still exist. In fact, for the time being at least, Lucasfilm are actively making them available, especially in regards to the comics. Plus, and this hasn't explicitly been said, I'd say everything around the Clone Wars and before will be pretty much left alone. The changes seem more relevant to the original trilogy timeline and beyond, so that those new stories can be told. So remember, nobody's going to come to your house and smash up your precious VHS copy of Caravan of Courage. That is yours forever. Thanks everyone, and on a semi-related note, I do have a few personal favourite Star Wars Expanded Universe stories, and if you'd like me to make a video on that, let me know, and I guess that I will. In the meantime, I've got a bunch of other Star Wars videos, including this one! A look at the new characters from Star Wars The Force Awakens, and what we know about them. I'll link that below and at the end of this video, along with, I don't know, something else, maybe this one. Also I have a podcast, it's called The Weekly Planet, it's about movies and comics and TV shows and whatever. You can find that on iTunes, again, links below, or at the terrific comicbookmovie.com. What do you think about Lucasfilm scrapping the entire expanded universe? Is it best to go on from now with a clean slate? Or maybe they should have been more inclusive about what is canon and what's not? Let us know below if you care about any of that and have something to say. Alright, thanks everyone, take care.
So what is this for?
Hit stop record.